Welcome, everyone. This is Pineleaf Needles, and you're listening to LOTRO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news on LOTRO and here at LOTRO Players. And this week we have with us Terry Adwin.
Hi.
Ariendis.
Hey, everybody.
Maven.
Hey, y'all.
And Sanswinda.
Hello.
And this week we'll begin with the latest issue of the LOTRO Beacon.
Right, which had some cool stuff in it. Where did Sorry. Looking at another screen.
It's on our cover. We've got a ranger looking out on top of the forest. I presume that's in Ithilien somewhere.
Yeah, but don't the rangers always just look out on top of forests? I mean, that's not anything new. Anyway, so awesome
sometimes they watch campfires. You got to give them some credit.
Yeah,
here.
That's true. And they do that at night and during the day because it's a 24-hour process.
Trust
it's very
those
complicated.
Campfires. They might burn out or something, or start a fire.
The free VIP gift program has been extended through March 19th, so it's actually through tomorrow. So if you missed it, thinking last week was it, you can still get it, which is awesome. Also, Spring Festival's coming Thursday, and runs through the 2nd. Yay!
Spring Festival or anniversary? I thought anniversary was coming.
Spring Festival. Okay. Yeah, in previous years they've done anniversary first, but I guess they decided not to make us wait until so long, which I actually applaud this decision.
Yeah. Because Spring Festival does belong around St. Patrick's Day, considering
it kind of really belongs like in the spring.
Yeah, I remember last year it was weird that it was like really late.
We didn't have it till like the end of May.
Yeah. Right, and then that pushed back to Summer Festival, which pushed back the
Farmers Fair.
Farmers Fair. Yeah, everything was really way off.
So I'm okay with this. This is awesome.
And we also have a few shout-outs here. One for Stine Plays, who was on our show
on our podcast.
Yep.
And is an awesome streamer. And Fibro Jedi, who I've mentioned before in a pick of the week. Right. And then they talk about Day on the Greenfields, which was today on Landerval, and then tomorrow is the Boror Took Day pub crawl on Crick Hollow, which sounds really awesome, and I can't go. I'm so bummed.
Ooh.
Yeah. Saturday, Sunday events are just not good for me.
And we have in the Kin Hall, there was a shout out for the Knights Who Say Ni, who were formed on the first day that LOTRO launched.
Wonder if they require shrubberies to join.
Interesting question. Let's then go into our weekly comment, and the comment for this week is, one does not simply walk into Mordor without your...
So many things.
Yeah.
So many things. So many awesome replies to that.
I liked Arundis's reply earlier.
Oh, the Nazgul repellent spray?
Yes.
Yes, and I decided that do not walk into Mordor without your lava screen.
Well, I was going to say one does not simply walk into Mordor without your pants, because...
I was thinking the same thing.
You kind of want your pants if you're going into Mordor.
Hopefully that's not a location where one of the barrel or the sinister keg things will start dumping you later.
Oh,
that could be.
That's when the Mordor keg.
They
that's
can
when the
have
Mordor keg
Mordor
comes
keg,
out.
yeah.
Special Mordor keg.
Yep.
That would be kind of cool.
See, Buddha's excited.
I know, his timing was amazing, wasn't it?
And let's see. And also we have our screenshot of the week where Everswim is being shown in its full dignity with a numinous behind the swimmer. So that is our weekend for this week. So what's on sale this week?
Some really nifty stuff that I can't buy.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, because I'm VIP, so I get a bunch of it anyway. Free sample of the week this week is Regeneration Food ×1. Use coupon code NOMNOM, one time per account. And 20% off expansions and expansion quests, which is awesome. Skirmishes and instances, also awesome. I get them free, though. Enhanced XP supply, Token of the Hornberg, which is a pocket item that you can, or is that the back item? Yeah, it helps you, increases your XP up to like level 85. And mark acquisition boosts. Earn those marks and medallions even faster.
One more little note is that update 20 is currently scheduled to come out sometime next week. They're hoping for Monday, but that's not going to happen. So we are expecting it to come out.
Tentatively Monday, but we don't actually have a fixed time yet, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, no, the Monday was pushed back. Yes, it was announced that they cannot do it on Monday but I would suspect Tuesday or Wednesday because they want the festival to start on Thursday.
Yeah, but they haven't actually said whether it's going to be Tuesday or Wednesday yet.
You're right. They have not stated when they'll know when it's ready.
Yeah.
Then let's head into our site news, and we'll begin with a note that some problems that we've been having on our site where posts have been coming up late and things such as that is now fixed. We now have posts coming out at the right time. In other words, when they are scheduled to come out, they're actually coming out so that they're all visible and the like.
Yay!
Right.
Yeah, all that weirdness is fixed.
Now, there is one little problem, and that is that during the fixing of all this and during all this thing, a number of items disappeared from the archives, things like pictures and files and the like. And I suspect that, especially my early ones, skirmish guides are missing. I know at least one person did report the Thievery and Mischief being missing, and I have a feeling that the entire first half of them are missing. So, okay. So it's update 20. I guess I'm going to have to create new editions now.
Do you have the old editions saved?
Oh,
somewhere?
Yeah, but why repost old editions?
He could skirmish more, guys.
It's true. I don't want to discourage you from skirmishing more, Pine Leaf. Sorry.
So therefore, yes, I am going to have to get those. And so therefore, you'll probably see a couple of missing links if you go far back, or posts that are missing pictures and the like. I hope Critters doesn't have that problem because that is their post.
Yeah.
Ooh. I guess we'll have to see whether or not the early Critters ones were there, or if he noticed it and got them back up already. But the problems are fixed, so hopefully we'll be able to at least fix them on the timely post to get the items up. But that is probably going to take a little while before we have every item back working and every link operating properly. With that joyous news, let's head into community events for March 17th through 23rd.
Yes, of course, Day of the Greenfields was today, and the Bull Roar Took Day pub crawl is tomorrow. But Ales and Tales this week is at kind of an obscure-ish location in Arid Lewin. It's at the Wardspire, which is one of those places that I never knew where it was until I decided to go looking for stuff to complete the Arid Lewin Meditate. So I know where it is, and it's a good location to go to if you're just going to go to a concert. However, you should note that it's an area that does have some higher level spiders than like the starter zones. I think it's like level 12 or 13. So if you're right out of the starter area, you might want an escort. Or keep an eye on the Ales and Tales channel because they usually have somebody willing to summon you.
All right. And now, concerning the community events, they also have a special note in there reminding everyone that U.S. and Canada is currently on daylight savings time. We just switched to it last week.
Yay.
Europe is not going to switch to daylight savings time until March 26th. So that is a week from this broadcast. And that Australia and New Zealand will be going off of daylight savings time April 2nd. So we have all these time changes that are happening in close proximity.
Because that's not confusing for everybody.
Of course not. Therefore, let's head into the March of the King fully voiced. This is Ending's latest post in his series for the Epic Storyline.
Yeah, he's finally done with the March of the King.
Whee! Actually, this is his March of the King special, the newest one. It's not part... I misspoke when I said part of his Epic Storyline series, because that is currently just around Osgiliath, or I think he just got into Osgiliath. No, he's finishing up with the Osgiliath part of the Epic. So that's getting close to catch up. I have a feeling that by the time Update 21 comes out, that series is going to catch up with whatever his regular series is that he does whenever there's a new update coming out.
Yeah.
But he has a link to all of the videos in there. Well, actually, not all of them, because there are 29 parts, and there aren't 29.
Some of the high points.
Yeah, some of the... Yes, that's it. The highlights of there in there. But, of course, if you want to see the whole thing, you could go over to his channel and watch them. Just make sure you have plenty of time and plenty of popcorn. So let's head into the Family Line part 126. The Elves of Lyn Gileath. And they said if we don't give spoilers to that one, but it's a continuation of the part 126. So that is... Oy, that's 2.5 years worth?
Yeah.
Getting close to 2.5 years. And then we have the Antipodean writer who has a new poem out today, The Paths of the Dead. They come, the dead they come, with flickering banners, muted drum. Armored in fear, the dead draw near, by Eric Stone, here they atone. Remembered oath, days were loth, else at their summons they refuse. Today by Eric they must choose to obey summons. Rest in peace. At last Isildur's curse will cease. They come, the dead are come, with flickering spears and sounding drum, the dead appear and drawing near. They storm the ships at Pelagier, driving the pirates into the sea to drown all who attempt to flee. Turn mad with horrors, torments fear, as the oath-breaking dead draw near. They came, the dead they came. The dead redeemed their tarnished name. The king appears, nor dead fears. Twilight flickers on shadowy spears. Their oath fulfilled, the dead released. At last, for when the fighting ceased, a sigh like many thousand leaves in a dark forest as it grieves. For light lost, life gone, waxes, wanes. All the dead left the battle plains. Where did all those dead spirits go? No tale tells, nor paths will show.
Wow.
Whee!
I feel like
He
I should
outdid
snap,
himself.
but I can't actually snap very well. Sorry.
And that's sort of a bit of a... I guess that's a theme here, like, because a couple weeks ago we had one on the Paths of the Dead, now another one is, or at least with Pelagier. Now, with that done, let us head into Critter's Journey 55, which Terry reminded me is last week's.
But it was posted after the podcast.
Right. And yeah, so if you, so therefore, yeah, critters, and then there was another one, intermezzo, which is I'm a Mordor fire starter. And you'll just have to read it to understand what he's talking about.
If you haven't seen it yet, Maven, you've totally got to read that one.
Yes, preferably when you're not drinking something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, that same thing is true with both of them, I would say, because there was a big laugh moment I had with number 55. So let's head into our new player question.
Sure. Well, this is something that I've seen just kind of playing around with some of my gear. And I wasn't exactly sure what it was and what the difference between these two things are. What is, I guess this week's question is kind of a 2 or 3 part question. First, what is tactical mitigation? What is physical mitigation? And what's the difference if there is one?
The biggest thing the short answer is that tactical mitigation reduces your damage that you take against spells. I guess that's the best way to call it. In other words, things like fire.
Sorry to interrupt finally.
Shouts and stuff like that also, yeah.
The shortest answer is that mitigations in general are things that decrease the damage that you take that bypasses your armor. So you've got a certain armor value, which any damage that you take has to go through before it touches you personally. And that damage is going to be either physical or tactical. Physical means it's like some form of weapon damage, like you're
getting hit on the head with a...
getting hit on the head with a club or a spear or a sword or what have you. Physical or tactical damage is going to be anything magic, or in the case of the enemies, fears, wounds, poisons, disease, all that other fun, nasty stuff, where you see various different cloud effects around your character.
I like the way Finn described it. Finn wrote a really good guide for the kinship on our lotro.mythgard.org site, specifically about T1 and T2. Getting ready, what you need to do to gear up for like tier 2 stuff. But his explanation of the 2 mitigations is your ability to take a punch.
Yeah,
I'm like,
basically.
Okay.
One's from magic and one's from physical.
What happens when the enemy tries to hit you is first the game decides whether you even take the attack to begin with. So there's your block, parry, evade, depending on whether you have block, parry, evade. So it goes through all those dynamics first, and then it determines, if it hits you, what type of hit it would have been, like a critical or devastating crit by the enemy. And then it goes through this whole other series, like your critical defense, which mitigates it even further. And then then you have your armor, and then you have like these other mitigations that are in your armor.
Okay.
So that's a good thing to have.
Yes,
mitigation just means it reduces it.
Okay.
And one place I think that's good to stock it is in your virtues, because I have found sometimes mitigations can be hard to find on gear. So, keep those in mind when you're. And actually, I have a follow-up question which is, even if you're say a hunter or a melee character, you still want to have tactical mitigation.
Absolutely,
right? Because you're going to have sorcerers and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's different from tactical or physical mastery, which has to do with
your own ability, right?
Your own ability to hit the enemy. You may not necessarily need tactical mastery if you're a physical damage type character, because, if you're a champion dealing physical damage, you don't really need a lot of tactical mastery. However, you definitely will still want tactical mitigations, because the other reason you want tactical mitigation is tactical damage. Any kind of spell cannot be blocked, parried, evaded. Those can only be resisted.
Okay.
And so you really want tactical mitigation so that you don't die from it as easily?
Yeah.
Is that what I'm hearing?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, I should note that there are some melee type classes where tactical mastery would be of help, and that is those that have a lot of shouts, such as wardens and captains. You will want some of those, and also it helps with healing, which for the case of the captains, and actually wardens for their self heals. So therefore,
You're talking about tactile mastery?
yeah, tactical
Yeah,
master.
tactical
So
mastery.
That makes
I
sense.
think the champion is probably the class I could think where it's least useful for.
Or
Probably.
guardian.
Well, guardian.
Would
Yeah,
a
maybe
hunter want?
Well, guardians have number of shouts. I don't know if it would help in any of their
Yeah,
shouts.
a hunter. Yeah, I mean, I've been doing the Wraith of Water all week.
Hunter,
and,
yeah, you're
my
right. Hunter, I can't think of too many cases.
My hunter
but
can
you're right.
wade through all of that water in the Wraith of Water instance, and she doesn't lose one skill.
That's because of
But you're right.
mitigations.
Is that? Well, no, it's
Yeah.
because she doesn't have any tactical.
Oh,
There's nothing tactical. Whereas my captain and my lore master, and you're right, they lose some of their skills in that water
Right.
because
That
it's
water
not
takes away
good tactical
skills?
Oh, it's
Because it casts a silence on you.
Talk about the
So-
water in Fornost.
Yeah, in Fornost, yeah.
Oh, that fears a silence.
Yeah.
The fear is a silence, yes. So
Okay.
a silenced minstrel is an unhappy minstrel.
Yes.
That might be putting it mildly.
Fellowship
Not
members.
terrifically happy lore master. Silenced runekeeper can do nothing but to hit you with the rock.
That's right.
And by which I mean they smack you with the rock. They can't even do any real damage with the rock.
Can they throw down one of the
Basically-
damage rocks?
No, because that requires voice.
Yeah. The wardens at least can do stuff, but 1/3 of their builders are locked out at that time, so therefore
Oh,
they're
really?
still
Wow.
they're still right because they have one of their builders is a shout. So
Oh, sure, that's true.
wardens wardens are inhibited a bit, and it's sort of like with a warden. You disarm them, you take away one of their builders. If you get rid of their shield, you take away the second one. If you get rid of their ability to shout, they take out the third. So they have 3 separate
Right.
avenues, and they have to combine them in order to get their best gambits done.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
all right, that's a little off track. Yes,
That's probably more than you wanted to know there, Erin.
Hey, all the information I can take, I'll take. I feel like I need a flow chart.
Let's head into our week in Lotro then. And Ariandis, what did you do this week?
This week was fun. Well, first off, I made another Erendis on Arkenstone, so I can go on the Academy field trip next time. I wasn't able to go this week. Kind of hard to do anything at level 6, but there you go.
Just a little bit.
Just, can't really, do much of anything.
Okay.
Well, you're totally welcome to join at level 6, though, just for the
Yeah.
record.
Oh, what level do you expect? Are you targeting for next Friday so that we could see if we could converge with you?
I was trying to get to level 20 at minimum. Any higher than that would be, I think, awesome.
Okay, so we'll all see if we can have level 20 characters if we're.
We can run the Great Barrow. That'll be
Ooh.
fun.
I've never done that one. That sounds fun. And then on Sunday, I was able to participate in the Girls of Middle-earth stream for the first time, and that was a lot of fun. We ran the Tomb of Elendil instance. They were helping me with the quest because that was one of the next one in the chain for that. And so I've heard that plans are not something that necessarily happen. And this week we had a plan, so that was kind of an anomaly, which was kind of fun. And Sanswenda was, being very optimistic, and she was like, "Oh yeah, well, we'll get it done. We'll get done early, and then maybe we'll have time to do this, that, and the other." And Maven's just sitting over there going, "Uh huh."
This is
And
proof
so
that
we
this
get
is
in-
only the second time I've ever encountered this instance, guys.
Oh gosh. And then so we get in, and how many people did we have in the actual group? I'm
Full
blanking.
fellowship, didn't we? We had
We,
6.
yeah, we had a full fellowship. We had 6.
Okay, so we have 6 people going through this instance. We get through, most of the mobs, we get down there pretty quickly. And then for anyone who hasn't run the instance, you have to jump kind of off of a cliff, kind of, and then land in a certain spot. And so we all jump down there, and a couple people in the group go, "Oh no, half of my health is gone."
It almost
And
killed me.
We almost lost Senswinda before we actually started, so that was a great omen. And so we got through it, and somehow we ended up defeating the... it's kind of a two-part boss. We ended up defeating the first boss before it was able to wake up the second boss. And so we kind of broke the instance. And so we had to go back to the beginning and kind of restart it in order to get the turtle to actually, attack us and do what it's supposed to be doing. And we get down there, we jump off the cliff again. We figured out where to jump so no one dies. We go for it, and we wipe.
Uh-huh.
Just complete wipe. And didn't we wipe again?
Yeah.
We wiped
Yeah,
twice.
I think we wiped twice.
Yeah, and then we came back and, okay, we're going to do this. We're not going to kill the guy too quick. We're going to get it on.
We're running close to the end of our time, too. So,
Right, my prediction was totally off.
Yeah, and yeah, we finally got it done. We didn't have to bring in any level 100s or 105s or anything like that, and I was able to finish the quest. So thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
Good.
And other than that, I got Landrival Arendis up to level 45. She's currently questing in Aughire. I think that's how you pronounce that.
It's higher.
Higher.
And then you wipe off your monitor.
I was
Your
about to say.
pronunciation was perfect for not having to wipe off your monitor every time you say it.
I'll work on my pronunciation for next time, guys.
Yeah, you don't need. There's a reason why that constant no longer exists in our language.
People got tired of having to wipe off like their friends and family every time they were talking to them.
Or maybe they constantly got a sore throat from trying to say it.
Yeah, that could be.
So that was my week. Terry, what did you do this week?
Well, spent entirely too much time looking for King's Foil on two different characters, mind you.
The same King's Foil on two different characters?
No, two different types of King's. Well, King's Foil.
Two different locations, perhaps?
I was looking for it in the wild on my challenge mini, and then I was looking for it in Minas Tirith on Terry Adwin, and then randomly going around and asking random Gondorians if they happen to have any King's Foil in the house. It's like, did you have this weed growing in your garden? Perchance?
I have some in my
Can you
pocket.
give me some?
You can have that.
Oh yeah, I've got some in my pocket. No, it's over in the cupboard. I used it to spice the stew. What? I mean, I even said at one point, I'm like, why the heck do all of these people even have this stuff? Isn't it a weed? So yeah, challenge mini is level 99. Skirmished with Andang and company during one of his leveling streams, and got her up to level 98, and then she's gotten up to 99 from there. Has finished finally. God, I thought I was never going to be done. The Blackroot Vale portion of Western Gondor.
Woohoo!
Woo!
When you're doing the side quests, there's like an instance you have to do before they send you to the next zone. And I died. And I went splat about 5 or 6 times. And then I was like, okay, I'm really tired of this. She's going to either get this done or she's going to craft her way to 100. So I went and got out of my shared storage 6 of the Madam Hunter armor boxes that are taking up space in the shared storage. Because I just put, I tuck it away for a rainy day and then I forget about it. I'm like, I've got this armor sitting there. I bet I'm going to open the boxes and it's going to be better than what she's got, which it wasn't a lot better, but it was apparently enough better for her not to be quite so squishy. And I finally got through that instance, so now she's in the Lamedon area of Western Gondor, and she's met Jajax, which is lots of fun, because I love Jajax. And then I skirmished with Sanswinda on Landrival Terry and managed to get one of the 2 encounters that Landrival Terry needs to finish the Battle in the Tower skirmish deed. So I am 1 encounter away from finishing Battle in the Tower, which will put me at 3 skirmishes left to go for the Skirmish of Middle-earth.
Woohoo!
Which is
Awesome.
super exciting.
And I got to start my skirmish deed for that skirmish.
So, Sanswinda, what else have you been up to?
Well, I spent a lot of time searching for Denethor's hankies.
Wait, that's actually a quest?
Well, that might be a slight liberty that we took with the quest.
Yeah, we kind of got creative.
So apparently there were clean cloths just randomly scattered throughout Minas Tirith. And
Because, like you do.
right, we're like, okay, so who's leaving these random clean cloths everywhere? It looks like somebody just threw them out of a window. And we're like, oh, maybe it's
It must have been
Denethor's
Denethor.
hankies.
So we decided that they cleaned out Denethor's rooms and they threw all of his clean hankies out the window. That's
Gotcha.
what we're picking up.
And so, yeah, we didn't find any on the prow. But
We did go look.
We did look. And yeah, there were plenty in the top 2 tiers. And then I was talking to Mithrandir, and I discovered that my level 105 hunter has been super stealthy and secret. Presumably like Estaldine. In everything she's done thus far.
Gosh.
And I'm still
At least
laughing.
according to Mithrandir.
Right.
According to Mithrandir.
According to Mithrandir, who is very wise and whose words I probably should not doubt, even though I'm still laughing about this. I mean, even just skirmishing with Terry, that cannot be stealthy or secret.
No, champion.
No. We left at least a whole area full of dead bad guys.
Like you noted, you're stealthy and secret like Estaldin is.
That's
stealthy.
true. That's true.
Worst kept secret in Middle Earth.
It really is.
I mean, guys, come on. There's a flipping path. There's a
The
path.
stable masters tell you how can put you on a horse that goes right there.
There's a skirmish camp right outside. Anyway, and then I healed for the strike against Dananglor skirmish on the Arkenstone, on my Arkenstone Sands window, who happens to be a healer and not a hunter. Though my hunter does now have the title the healer, which is even more confusing. But my non-hunter, my healer, did heal for the strike against Dananglor skirmish, and we were mostly level 60 and 61, though one person was level 75, or 70. And so we decided that we would skirmish at roughly level 64 and a half for Pine Leaf. So that was fun. And I was wiser than to set it at tier 2 to make up that half, so we just really skirmished at 64. And I think we ended up still losing all of the people wearing light armor in the last battle, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Maven, what did you do this week?
Actually got a lot done this week. It was hard to pick. But I got stalked around Minas Tirith by a little girl. I picked up Minas Tirith quests a long time ago, so I'm kind of, walking around the houses of healing, and there's this little girl with a ring over her head, and I'm like, oh, hello, little girl with a ring over your head. So I, click on her, and it's the little girl who you got to go find her father. He's in the house of healing someplace. And she stays with you, and you whistle for her when you need her. So I did a little piece of it, but then I was like, now I want to go do some other stuff around Minas Tirith, because I was trying to complete my line of kings and stewards list and all that stuff. So I got on my horse, and I'm riding around Minas Tirith, and at one point, I don't know how I figured this out. I don't know if I changed my camera angle or not, but this little girl is like running after me on my horse, which I think must have been a glitch, because, later when I was on my horse, she wasn't following me around. So I got this little kid, and I'm like, go away, kid, you bother me. With all WC fields on, I was like, what? I mean, I've been literally running around all of Minas Tirith, and this poor little girl has been running after me, and I'm thinking, oh my God, everybody in Minas Tirith must think I'm just the most horrible beast in nature. That was pretty funny. And then I blew the dust off Fabulous, the dwarf, with his great hairdo and beard. Champ sends Winda actually on her lore master, and we got them out of mothballs and leveled them up so that we could help with the turtle with halitosis that we talked about earlier. And I also got Moochie, my dwarf mini, up to speed so that I could run with Wiggin, Corey Olsen's guardian, for his first bunch of Road to Airborne quests that he'd promised he would be doing from last fall's fundraiser. That in itself is pretty funny, in that I was running skirms to try to level him up. And I decided to run Trouble in Tuckborough, I'll just do it on level, just to start. I know I'm a mini, I know I'm an OP, but I'll just start on. I kept dying. I couldn't figure out why I kept dying. It was like, why am I dying? It's like I'm on level. I shouldn't be dying. So I get back, I get back out, and I'm like, oh, skirmish soldier, right? I should have called my skirmish soldier. Okay. So that was always fun. Anyway, so I went with him and with Valori, Monica, who's one of the girls of Middle Earth. She has a hunter, so it was Guardian Hunter and Minstrel. And I asked Finn, who's got a great Minstrel at 105, what should I do? And so he gave me very intricate instructions, which is basically just spam bolstered courage, just continually, just keep spamming bolster courage. So anyway, so we did on Friday night. We did See the Great Goblin, and I didn't remember it because I had gone in with like Carv and Terry. So when you go in with people that know these things, you just kind of follow them around, and then do this and do this and do this. So it was kind of like, I think we do this now. I'm not sure about that, and I'd forgotten that there's like the way that the See the Great Goblin ends. I mean, the part where you're actually seeing the final boss is pretty funny. I don't want to ruin it for everybody who hasn't done it, but it was pretty funny. Anyway, so we did both great, and Wigan didn't die in spite of my being killed by the troll, the very first boss, very early in the first Great Goblin fight. He smashed me with rocks, and so Wigan was basically on his own for the rest of that fight, which you can imagine how long it took as a guardian. But anyway, so that was fun. Pine Leaf, how about you?
I will begin with my champion that I'm doing for my video series, and I managed to complete my level 45/50 class quest, the one that requires you to collect everything just about in the world.
Oh, I have a question about that champion, by the way.
Yeah.
Because I'm not totally caught up on the series. I still have a few more episodes to go. How many book pages have you gotten?
Book pages, I believe I have 4 pages left to get.
Okay. I was wondering because I wasn't sure if you had actually gotten around to talking to Gimli yet.
Yeah, I did talk to Gimli too. That's actually, there is an episode where I believe that
you discovered you had to go talk to Gimli? Because I watched the episode where you get the books, and you're going through and you're looking where they drop, and you totally missed it. You have to go talk to Gimli. So I'm like, gee, I wonder if he's figured out that he needs to talk to Gimli yet.
Oh, I had thought that I had put the thing where I had to go there on camera or something. I guess I didn't. I must have mentioned it at some point or something. But I had thought I had at least mentioned it. That, I had to go to... But I did eventually get most of the page drops, and that'll be mentioned 1 or 2 times in there.
Okay.
But I have 4 pages still to go. I have 1 complete, and the other 2 have 2 pages each that they need to get. Though, seeing that I'm about to head into a cold place, and I already have all the cold ones, it might be a while before I get them. Anyway, with my champion, I finally managed to do that, though because of the location of many of those items where they drop, let's just say I got a little help from the auction hall.
That was a good way to get around your conundrum.
Yeah, because that was the only... And it was lucky that eventually at some point during the timing, it took me, I think, about 2 weeks in order to do it, because that's how long it took for all the items to appear at one point or the other inside the auction house. But eventually, I was able to get them all. The last 2 items that I needed were put on the auction house without a buyout. So it was real thrilling trying to say, okay, hopefully someone outbid me, so I had to go and outbid them, and fortunately no one outbid me the second time, so I did eventually win those auctions. Finished them off, yay, and then I killed the last few wargs I needed, because I had done an episode where I was killing some of the wargs, then I decided, well, I need the other items before I had to worry about, so I didn't finish off that. So when I got the rest of them, I went and killed the rest of the wargs, and yay, it is done. And my Runekeeper on Arkenstone attempted to do the Osgiliath Gauntlet.
Oops.
And getting into Oz, I know there was a way I once found that you can get into Osgiliath and not have to worry about constantly fighting, but I cannot consistently find that path, so therefore I couldn't find it today. I therefore eventually got killed after spending an hour trying to stealthily get around and all that stuff. And at that point, let's see, how much mithril do I have on this character, on this server? 201. That one was begging to be used. So therefore, yeah, I ported over to Minas Tirith and found, much to my delight, that you can start book 4 without finishing book 3.
Nice.
Yes. And that you can pick up book 4 just outside of Minas Tirith. You don't have to pick it up in the culverts. That's
right. Yeah.
Yeah. So therefore, now I've finally found out who you talk to in order to do that. That's where I'm going to start that, because I'm not finishing book 3, because that Osgiliath is a death trap for my Runekeeper.
I can tell you one way to not get into Osgiliath. Don't get distracted by an Oliphant on the bridge. It's amazing. It's awesome.
Yeah.
But it's not a good way to get in.
It's unkillable.
Now, I heard a rumor, though, that there's a way to get to Osgiliath through Harland. And not to Osgiliath, I mean to Pelennor through Harland.
Yes.
Yep,
Yeah.
There's a breach in the wall.
Yeah,
It's not in Harland. It's just around to the side.
Yeah, it's on the wall. It's on the.
Okay, it's not in. Okay,
Yeah,
so I'll
outside
keep that on my mind if I have another character that's having that particular problem then. And then on my main warden, my Crick Hollow warden, I managed to clear out my quest log. Now, my quest log, when I was in the first round of Bulberer, I went to Bulberer, and when I was trying to run through some of those quests there, I ran into a full quest log. Now, I have 60 slots in my quest log, so therefore, you imagine how many quests I had if I was starting to delete quests in order to do the test there. So therefore, I thought my goal is that before Update 20 launches, I will have a clear quest log. And I went through there. If it was something like a daily to kill a roving threat or a warband, I deleted those. But the ones that were serious quests, I went back and finished the quest. And there was one point where I was sent to the 2 walls of the Pelennor to the north and south gate on the Pelennor there. I went there in order to turn in the quest there. It says, "Hello there, I've got 6 more quests for you. Oh, and could you please go into this instance portal so that you could complete them?" So I went into the public instance, did those, went to the south one, had 6 more quests than that. Oh, and also, could you do this? Oh, and there's this farmer who's going to have quests for you.
Your simple quest clearing strategy.
Right. And of course, there were a couple of quests left in the Far Northern. Oh, yes. Could you please collect these sheep that are scattered?
I remember that quest.
Yeah.
Yes.
The fun
Well,
part about
certainly
that one
want to
is
go
you can
find
actually
that.
take those sheep around with you, so you can go do other quests in the area,
And
the
you'd
whole
have the
flock will
sheep
just come
following
with
you, yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
Yes.
Okay, where did I miss that, Terry?
It's in Faranorian.
It's in
a-
Faranorian.
Yeah.
Okay.
So therefore, I managed to, in the end, though, get everything now. So therefore, Pineleaf and Crick Hollow, level 105 character, now has 0 quests in the quest log.
Nice.
Woohoo.
Hey.
Whew. So now I am ready to get into Update 20, and I'm certainly not going to run out of quest log space anytime quickly, unless I go start filling it in with trivial stuff again.
Sorry.
Sounds like we all had really active week this week. My goodness. Some weeks we just are like, well, we didn't really. Oh, Mo! We didn't
Mo
really
had
do
an
that
active week
much.
too. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, he had a good week. Sounds like that little boy leveled up.
He thinks he did.
He probably thinks he's a level cap, actually.
Probably. And
A
starving.
level capped dog.
Yeah.
We currently have 22 supporters on Patreon. If you'd like to join this illustrious raid of players and help support LOTRO players, simply go to the donations page where you can support the Players Alliance on Patreon. There you'll find rewards, including a mention on the podcast of your choice, or even be a guest with us for an episode of LOTRO Players News. And this week we do have an email from Trotter. And Terry, what does Trotter say?
Trotter says, I reported a bug today, and it seems that the transition from Turbine to Standing Stone Games has significantly changed reporting bugs in the game, and it is a lot more hassle now than it was under Turbine, so much so that I don't think I will bother to report them anymore. You may want to have a look at this for the podcast. Just go to help and submit a bug report. Trotter. So, I did look into this. It apparently now launches your bug report into a separate browser window, and it doesn't auto-populate a lot of the fields that used to auto-populate when you reported a bug.
This sounds like what it used to do years ago before they went to the current. So it looks like they had to go back to their old system. I have a feeling it's something they couldn't do, something because after the breakup of Turbine or something. I don't know, but I hope that they're able to get it back integrated again, because it's not much of an inconvenience for me, but I can think of a lot of players out there, especially those who play full screen mode and don't have a second monitor, where it will be frightfully inconvenient in order to report a bug. And of course, as Terry mentioned, it's a lot easier if they pre-populate your where where it happened at, because if you got the information, the people who are trying to fix it and reproduce the bug could go to the right place more easily. And I hope that they're working on that. And my suggestion then is that we check it again next week after update 20 comes out to see if they've managed to get that changed yet, because that would be a good time to fix it with an update coming. If you would like to send us an email, you can send it to podcast@LOTROplayers.com. You could also follow us on Twitter, the Players Alliance @PlayersAlly, LOTRO Players @LOTRO Players, Ariandis @Ariandis, Forte @Forte_Maestro, Maven @Tolkien Maven, Pineleaf @Pineleaf Needles, and Sanswinda @Sanswinda, Terry Adwin @Terry Adwin. The Players Alliance has 4 live shows every Monday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. We have DDO Players News on the first and third Fridays at 11 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. We have XP Quest on the last Friday of each month. We have LOTRO Academy After School, and every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have LOTRO Players News. You join us for our live shows at LOTROplayers.com/live. And that is it for tonight. This is Pineleaf Needles reminding you to skirmish responsibly.